if you think about Sopranos, many nominations. Sex and the City, HBO shows back then, they all got a lot of nominations. The only one that didn't was The Wire. And then it's touted as the greatest of all time. That's the thing about Blackness. It's just like, it could be touted as the greatest of all time, but snubbed.
So, as I mentioned before the break, and I know that I wonder though if you ever get tired of answering questions about The Wire. But like a lot of people, I am obsessed with The Wire. I think it's the greatest television show of all time. Don't debate me, don't at me, people. It is. So I don't know how much you've thought about this, or if you even think about it at all. But how do you think The Wire would be received if it came out today?
Oh, I've not thought about that. Wow, that's interesting question. I like to believe that it would be maybe even bigger in terms of how many people viewed it, because you got social media. And I feel like social media would have probably expanded its audience, and therefore it would probably just be, I don't know what that would do to it, because it's had its growth, it's had its like sort of cult build up, and also it has a mainstream and a cult sort of following. But I think if it came out today, pre-COVID, like 2019, I think it would be a smash success and very popular just because of social media.
Yeah, that's the part that, kind of, you were in it, so I can only imagine. Maybe it doesn't bother you, but it is amazing when I think about the fact that none of you all received a nomination for anything, which is one of the most egregious snubs, I think, of all time. I believe The Wire was only nominated twice, and I think it was just for writing. It was never for, and it never won anything, like nothing, not an NAA.
Yeah.
I think it was nominated 2 times for something, but none of the actors were ever nominated. It bothers me. Does it bother you that you all didn't receive the accolades and the praise that you truly deserved in the moment?
I can honestly tell you it hasn't bothered me, only because at the time it didn't bother. When we didn't get nominated and get, Emmy nominations at the time, I didn't go, why did they snub? I never thought that way. I don't think anyone did at the time. So hindsight is 2020. I look back though and I don't feel snubbed. But I will say it kind of sucks, because it feels racial, because, if you think about Sopranos, many nominations, Sex and the City, HBO shows back then, they all got a lot of nominations. The only one that didn't was The Wire. And then it's touted as the greatest of all time. That's the thing about Blackness. It's just like, it could be touted as the greatest of all time, but snubbed. You understand? So, and it's art, okay? At the end of the day, it's art. I don't care if I get the trophy, all right? Like I am a sportsman. I'm a sportsman. The thing about Michael Jordan is you keep the score. Homie had 40 points. It's not opinion based. He scored 40, okay? So whether somebody likes Wood Harris as an actor, that's their opinion. They could easily not. And what could I say? If I don't get a nomination for something, when I'm gonna knock on a nomination door, hey, how come I ain't get a nomination? Is it because I'm black? I'm looking through the window. Hey, y'all didn't. I don't feel the pain from that, all right? I don't feel like there's no justice, no peace over there. It's art. You don't have to like the painting on the wall. You just don't, period. Now, don't go acting like the votes didn't count though, okay? Don't go acting like the votes didn't count, meaning, like I said about Jordan or sports. Man, we saw the score, okay? In basketball. We saw the score, and sometimes the score is questionable, but we know what we saw, and it's not opinion-based. So when I think about being snubbed as an actor in general, because there's lots of things I could have done and got nominated for, especially when I looked at how people get nominated. I don't go there. I just want to be the best. You understand? I want Jemele to feel like that dude at the end of the day, that guy's just one of the best ever. And then I can take that. That's my trophy. You understand? I mean, I come from humble places, you know, so I don't really look at like, I'm not asking the Oscars, how come it ain't more black? I know why it ain't more black. I know why. We know why, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was only 100 years ago. We was, 150 years ago, we actually were chained up. 100 years later, they got to give us our trophy. And I love it. Don't get it twisted. But I just ain't asking for anything. If they come and they say, Wood Harris, you're deserving of this, I'll be the first one to say, I probably won't be crying, all right? But I would thank my fans and I would thank the people who felt I was honorable enough to have it. But if I don't, I still it ain't gonna make me not feel like the best. You understand? So, and some of my favorites went a long time without Oscars and things like Sean Penn or Paul Newman. Some of my favorite actors, famously Marlon Brando sent somebody to go get the Oscar for him. And I am more in that cloth. I'm more cut from a cloth of analog actors, rather than sort of like the modern day. You can be a Vine star and be an actor. And I'm not trying to diss them at all, but you can go make it pop. You can be an online success, So, but I am definitely cut from a different cloth. So,
right.
And I don't hold a grudge about not getting stuff. We should have got Tonys on Broadway. What we did. We should have got Tonys, but we didn't. So what I'm gonna do? Knock on the door. Where my Tony at? Where's my trophy? Where's my trophy? I can't fight for trophies. I fight for people, but I ain't fight for trophies.
It's been brought up on many occasions, and I don't know how much you've heard the chatter that The Wire should have been to a movie, or that they should have done some kind of prequel that explained the history of the Stringer, Avon, Barksdale, Rise relationship. How, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it should have been a Wire movie?
I think there was an opportunity for there to be a lot of Wire stuff. But I believe, first of all, David Simon, who is the producer and the writer of The Wire, it's not what he wanted to do. I think he did what he wanted to do with the story. Initially, it was going to be the cops. It was their show. So every year it was going to be a different bad guy. After season 2, which is a lot of people most disliked season, they said, okay, and the fans trickled in so much response to the bad guys that they brought us back, and they continued the true story. It was based on real people anyway. They brought the stories back and they enriched the stories, and then so it became what it became. But David Simon knows what he's doing. If there was going to be a movie, it would have been out of sight. If there was going to be a prequel, it would have been out of sight. But I just don't think that's what he wanted to do.
So wait, so after season 1, were you under the impression that you were not coming back?
We just didn't really know. Back then when The Wire got signed, we were getting the scripts hot out the press. Like the next script wasn't even written. You understand? Mm-hmm. So it was writing scripts in time. We shot each episode like a movie. It wasn't shot like standard television. So I think we had 9-day shoot, and it was shot like a movie. So, every day was different. It wasn't, television has this way of feeling like, even if you're doing, a 1-hour episodic as opposed to a sitcom, it feels like you're doing a sitcom, okay? Like television has this genericness about it that independent filmmaking does not have. So that's what it felt like. The Wire felt like making a bunch of independent films every week, making a new independent film along the storyline that The Wire carried on. But I can honestly tell you from that experience as a whole, when you're in real time and just really in the moment, just like I'm in the moment with you right now, I'm really not thinking about what we said already or what you're going to say next. just in this moment. And I've been blessed to be a part of projects that, like you say, they end up being sort of classics. Paid in Full, Remember the Titans, Above the Rim, The Wire. It ain't a lot of actors so fortunate that it's all classics. Like, that's kind of, yeah, you can go have a classic night and checking me out all night. Jimi Hendrix. If the project isn't a classic, the personalities involved were anyway. So Jimi Hendrix, I mean, I'm super blessed. So when I think about The Wire, it's among the blessings to me. You know what I'm saying? And then look who came from The Wire. All of us came from The Wire. Like, think about how many people.
It's an impressive list.
Idris Elba, the great Idris Elba's first gig was The Wire. The great Michael B. Jordan's first gig was The Wire. 16 years old. The great Michael K. Williams. The great and fabulous Noblewood Harris. But I was already in the game a little more than them at the time because I had done Above the Rim. And so I kind of was a little bit more in the game, but still I wasn't like this famous person.
When, I don't know how much of a heads up you got on it, but when you saw that they were going to kill Stringer, what was your initial response to that?
We knew people were going to get killed. I wanted my character to get killed, okay?
You did? Why?
And then he wanted his character to get killed, and his character luckily got killed. Because the deal with that is, the way I feel is that it's good for his career. It's been good for his career that the character of Stringer was actually killed. Had my character been killed off, it'd have been good for me also in the same way. Meaning, there's nothing to talk about with this character. There was a full story to the character of Stringer Bell. You saw him, you got everything about him. He got killed and he died. And when you play the bad guy, like we play the bad guys, it's okay for those characters to meet a demise like that socially in the public's eye, okay? So now I'm sure when Idris is out and about, they just love Stringer Bell, but they're not asking no questions about Stringer Bell. They know everything about Stringer Bell. I might get asked a few things about Avon. You know, I kind of wish that my character, I mean, it's based on real life people, so they couldn't just do that. But I wish that my character was basically killed off. At the time, too, I wish that my character was killed off. We pledged to see if my character could be killed. Because if it ain't going to be doing no more seasons with my character, I might as well get killed. Essentially, I did get killed. I went to jail. It ain't like,
but you was still running shit in jail, though.
I still was running shit in jail. See, look at you. It's true. It's true. He had a future a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Right now, Avon is in jail, okay?